But we'll be hopping right over in a game as soon as my client decides to let me see what's going on here. All right, guys.
Little time, try something in this early game, try to get the snowballing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay. Whoops. So, guys, rejected by Amumu here on the red side. They moved, when they were on blue side, they moved to a brush near their red buff, looking for a counter invade. We'll see if they do the same kind of thing. I think it looks to be almost the exact same plan. Scuttle time walking up with their ADC and their jungler here. Not sure if they're gonna run into each other here. Already got the mastery emotes. We have a lobster and something else.
Game pause.
Yeah, what do we got here? Let's see if in-game can enlighten us. Someone AFK. E-girl got lost. Alright, I feel like they're just trolling us. No one in real life would actually have to do these things during a game time. I'm just going to put that down here. Milk my cat. What on earth? Being epically trolled. Alright, Lulu. Probably the reason why this is getting paused. She's still in the fountain with no CC. So, Syndra grabbing that corrupting potion here into the Rise's mana crystal. Probably looking for an early tier or lost chapter back if he can. He has taken the cleanse, and this is not the teleport. So he actually does need to make sure he gets the wave in a good spot to look for a back. Sometimes if you take TP Rise, you can just use all your mana, do whatever you want to, leave the lane wherever you want to, recall and TP right back and pick up back where you left off farming if you grab the tier. But with cleanse, you have to be a little bit more cognizant of where the wave is getting set up right as you're hitting that 400 gold to transition the sapphire crystal into the tier. And it looks like we're getting back underway. As we'll see if anything happens here around this pixel brush in the bot river.
I'm curious if they scrimmed before, because Rejected by Amumu seems to always be playing that defensive area just to see if they can catch an invade, while Scuttle time is constantly on the basic defense there, covering every entrance.
Yeah. Zork says in the chat, I see nothing but black. Anybody else having issues with the stream, or are we seeing it okay here? I'm assuming he's referring to the stream. Let me know if you're staring at a black screen, and I'll see what the heck is wrong with my life. Stream fine for me, great. That's all I need to hear. Alrighty, same as last time, both junglers starting near their bot lanes for a pretty quick and secured leash. Two people, and
here comes the cheese.
Wait, Diamond on Kha'Zix. He got on a different account to do this? Man.
Looks like it.
This is crazy. See what the dive? Ooh, okay, there's the grass proc. He's going crazy at level 1.
For the Jax there. He's running Corrupting Potion, and Silence uses only pot.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that affects the laning phase. This guy's crazy.
That's going to put Sion in a very disadvantageous spot there, because he's going to have to be holding back. If he gets pushed up just too much, it's an automatic kill for that Jax.
Oh, look at that. Conquer proc, and good night having to step way far back in the lane and possibly recall. He does look like he wants to catch this wave as it comes pushing into the turret. I think he'll be able to... He might even look to be able to hold a freeze outside there, but Jax could pressure him off of that. It seems very unlikely.
Yeah, there's no way Sion can hold that freeze. Jax already has so much of an advantage in that lane. If he just walks up and hits him once or twice, he's going to have to give it up.
Yeah.
By the void.
Yeah, the corrupting potion I think is just objectively better for the trades. Dorn Shield, I think if you're going push for shove there, then corrupting potion is better. Dorn Shield I think is better when you're expecting it to get poked and not planning on returning any poke back. So if you So we got a little trade here in bot lane. Zombie Edgy pretty low, but the Ignite turned on to iMaster Yi. Blush finishes it with the flash, picks up the first blood. Now, Ayama is in trouble. Does he have access to that portal? Does not look like it, and double kill for the Kaisa. Meanwhile, we have more action in the mid lane. His girlfriend does have to flash out of the way as Moko flashing on her. So, big news in the bot lane as Blush able to pick up an early double kill. And as we mentioned in the chat early, Fed Kaisa, things could have pretty big ramifications as we transition into the teamfight phase.
Master G probably thought he had a little more damage than he could put out, and he got killed for it. Walked up, and that was pretty much it. Ignite dropped and everything.
Moko recalling an award. Let's see if Majestic tries to step up and cancel that. Just going to let him go back. So, we're talking a little bit about the lane manipulation here for the Ryze. As you can see, he is pretty close to out of mana and does have enough gold to go back and grab that tier. But without the TP, he can't go now, because then Syndra just shoves the wave and he loses a ton of CS to turret. So he's got to find some way to either get this wave neutral or pushing back towards the Syndra, and he may have to just call his jungler to do that. So we'll keep an eye on that there and see if hope he doesn't, for his sake, he doesn't lose too many creeps there. As we are paused again, let's see what we got going on this time. Oh.
Seems to be a ping issue.
Yeah, just going to put that right back down there. So we don't see the players flaming each other.
This top side here, I do not agree with Good Nightly pushing that lane. He's going to put himself in a bad position again. Yes, he can use his teleport to get back into that lane, but if Jax gets that freeze, it's not going to look good.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is pretty easy for the Jax to go ahead and be able to set this up. He's going to want to start thinning the wave now, though, if he can, because he's going to have to tank a lot of creeps, because you notice his wave is way back at the inhibitor turret. So if Sion pushes this in quickly, then Diamond on Kha'Zix might have to tank a lot of minion damage. So we'll see how that goes. So Majestic evens out the wave. He's going to have to recall right now. So likely Zyari going to push that wave back. But with the 9 CS lead, the Ryze is not too sad about this one. Probably going to lose most of the creeps under turret that the Syndra's going to push in. But, I mean, at worst, it'll kind of even out the lane. In a laning phase that the Syndra should be, I guess, I don't know what I want to say she should be ahead, because it can be a pretty even matchup, but definitely Ryze not too disappointed about how this early game has gone. Sion, on the other hand, a little bit sad. He is going to be picking up that corrupting potion, so he's going to have that sustained 2 pink wards already invested. But yeah, I'm curious to see what this Jax will pick up when he backs, because it's going to be a whole lot more than Adorn Shield, I can tell you that much right now. Ooh, Electrocute onto Blush. Okay, so take a look at the Kaisa build. There's a new build that's been going around. I think it was talked about in the chat. But you start with Manamune, and then you transition into the old Kaisa items, such as Rage Blade and whatnot, and you actually get a bunch of burst damage. I have no idea how it works. I'm kind of spitballing right here, but my AD carry on my team, I know, had been playing this build for a little while and says it's good, so I believe him. So we'll keep an eye on that Sapphire Crystal and whatever that mana item is turning into a tier and then a Manamune later on. So meanwhile, Moko, yeah, Moko and Zyari are going to secure that one, and it's going to be a nice Infernal Dragon here for these guys. Ooh, and the Jax TP's in. It's the Sheen. Oh, he flashes on and gets the knockup. I'm Girlfriend may regret coming top again. Good knockup by the Sion. Good Nightly knows. Oh, nice repel to avoid that damage. Good flash root. Majestic walking up there. Was ready the whole time. Nice roam by him from the mid lane. And man, takes 3 guys, but they're able to take down Diamond on Kha'Zix. Girlfriend going in there on the Elise was made some nice moves to avoid damage there at the end, but really got burst at the beginning. It's just, he's having a tough time trying to gank this top lane.
Scuttle Time did a really good job there in playing that. If Jax had gotten that one kill, it would have been a win.
Man, hold on for 1 second as Blush just deletes the Vayne with the help of Zombie Angie, who is now level 6. May have to look to pop the ult onto Blush, but oh no, he's going to ult in aggressively. That killer instinct right onto Moko. Does get the ult off. Good lord, this guy says dominating. Flash will be for no avail as the red buff secures it. 3 more kills from this Kaisen. Look out, guys. We got a series.
This bot lane is slowly falling apart. He's Master G here just keeps disrespecting the damage that they can put out, and it's not going well for him. He's slowly falling further and further behind.
Here's Girlfriend in mid. Syndra with the cleanse. Not going to need to use it there as the cocoon does go wide. Maybe anticipated a juke there, but regardless, Ryze doing well in this lane. Is up about 10 CS. It should even out around. Actually, it is 9 CS, so. Moko gonna grab that blue, not pass it off to the Syndra, so I wonder if the Ryze will get an opportunity to take his own blue and push in, but he might not be given it by his jungler either. Yeah, looks like neither of these junglers wanting to pass off their blue buff, and I don't know if Majestic saw Moko on the ward here, but I'm just gonna back off as there is a little bit of pressure around mid, but I think Moko's just gonna go for these Raptors here. Yeah, the old Ryze build used to be you'd go into, you'd get the tier early and then go right into Roa, but as that gank gets cleansed out of. Yeah.
Cleanse? I thought he had just missed.
He did, but there was a slow there. Oh, we might have a solo kill here. As Diamond Kha'Zix pops the Conquer and goes in on good, he's going to have to flash an ult away, and that will get him out of there, but definitely didn't want to have to use that summoner and that ult right there. Good trading from the Jax, and that Conquer proc really going to town with a 20 CS lead and Triforce in sight now for the Jax.
Rejected by Amumu is really going to have to play around that top side or split push because his bottom lane is just not working out right now. And here it goes, they're all in.
Ooh, nice Bard ult, but the killer instinct Blush just dodges right out of that one. Ayama going to escape to safety with about 600 health, but this bot lane has just gone haywire in favor of Scuttle Time. And now Elise is hovering around behind. Can Moko make it down in time? He is walking past his Gromp. They may find each other here in the jungle. Let's see if the bot lane can rotate up and help on Girlfriend, because now he's caught in a 1v2, but is able to burst Moko decently. Who's going to make it out? No, but Ayama's in trouble as Blush goes forward with the flash. Takes him out godlike, but them Girlfriend going a little too deep.
What?
Not sure that he wanted that portal. Zyari roams over and takes a kill, and now Zombie Angie's in trouble. Can he scatter the weak? The flash in from Master Yi, and can he get to the blast plane in time? Master Yi actually hits it and sends Zombie Angie to safety. So, crazy fight there. Overall, if you include the Vayne death, that's looking to be a 2-for-1 overall. Oh! The Realm Warp canceled by the Sejuani charge, but he could get turned around on and does get the damage off there from the Sejuani, but I Mastered Yi condemns him into the back of the Dragon Pit, takes a kill for himself. So crazy fights here going on, but I think overall a 2-for-3, I'm sorry, a 3-for-2 in favor of Scuttle Time.
The Kaisa shutdown went to Zyari there, so that's going to be a really good boost for him.
Yeah.
I believe that Syndra can get built enough that Kai'Sa's going to have trouble dealing with her. That burst damage she can put out with the CC.
Yeah, and until the Scion starts grouping with the team, there's not going to be any magic resist or health built on any of these members. You can see the Ryze going indeed with the Seraph's Embrace build and with the Elise building full damage. Syndra may just have a field day here until the Scion's able to group with the team. And the Scion is building armor, so you're definitely right. Zyar could have a huge impact on the way these fights play out in the mid-game with no health or magic resist being built on the enemy team. Look at this freeze. 99 to 59, up 40 creeps there. Ooh, that misses the Canyon minion, is now going to get ganked. The ultimate is canceled out by this duo of Moko and Diamond and Kha'Zix, and Girlfriend can only walk up through a cocoon and stroll away. So Scion going to go down, and Jax is going to be able to get even more CS off of this. So You can see this game kind of playing out as a story of two lanes completely dominating. For one, it's the bot lane 7-1 for Scuttle times ADC, but on the other side, it's this Jax who's up nearly 50 CS. And the Sion definitely didn't hold out anywhere as long as he was hoping to. And with this, the Jax just becomes a menace in the 1v1, and you can't really answer him unless you send multiple people there. Counter-Strike gonna dodge out on the stun there. Does miss the knock-up, and the cocoon goes wide. Diamond on Kha'Zix Fearless as he steps up into this 1v2 and actually looks to jump in and dive the turret, but may have gone too deep. The knock-up hits him and Elise goes, so he's kind of looking to style there. Does get taken down, but now picks up the Triforce and is looking to come right back and bring the pain with him.
Diamond on Kha'Zix is completely controlling that lane, pulling pressure up there.
Ooh, hang on for 1 second. We do have a play bottom as nice Bard ultimate into Sejuani ult, and Moko just slides it down in there and picks up 1 kill and walks over to the Dragon. So this could be Dragon here off of a good gank timing here for rejected by Amumu. So they're going to grab an Ocean and an Infernal.
Behind that Sion right now, so see if he can pick up that kill.
Yeah. I think he may be able to here. Sion has no ultimate and no flash, and I think if he does land the Counter-Strike here, which it looks like he will, yeah, I think this is
that should be
all she wrote for the Sion. This Ryze is roaming up, so good Nightly, if he can survive for a little bit, may have the shield up soon. Oh, tries to Realm Warp him out, but not quite. Instead, Realm Warps out the zombie Sion. That just was kind of weird, but that's how that happens.
Just had the right idea there, but I think he probably should have tried a root, walked up a little bit further, get that root, so Sion could have got into that ulti.
Yeah. Gold lead actually about 1.5k in favor of Scuttle time, as the fact that Kai'Sa has 7 kills. Interestingly enough, the Kai'Sa was 7-1, no bounty, and the 3-3 main does have a bounty. Still not sure how that system works, but I'm sure there's a rhyme and or a reason to it.
I'm going to say it has to do with the Sion being at 70 CS. If I'm not mistaken, it goes based off on the average gold income.
Okay, that's something. Yeah, I think I remember it being something like that. Fair enough. What items are you thinking the Sion's building here? Because he went the Bomby Cinder, but then decided to not finish the Sunfire. I'm not sure what that other item is.
Probably going to go for a Righteous Glory. Oh, here we go.
Hang on, we got another fight as Blush just takes down this Vayne. Girlfriend not even needed on the gank, as this Kai'Sa's just way too far ahead. Now completed the Mana Moon and the Rage Blade, and he is just destroying right now. We'll see if they're able to transition this into a turret. It's not a whole lot of good to have a ton of kills if you're unable to take the objectives on the map. The Bard is still here. Zariari is roaming down now, but with Moko nowhere near, I guess Scuttle Time's just going to back out from this one. Most likely Ryze called the missing ping and they weren't sure earlier where Sejuani is. Ooh. Yeah, Glacial Prison going to go a little wide there. Oh, as Majestic actually steps right into Zayari. Looks to turn that 1v2. This is another scat of the week. Nice dodges by Majestic. Turret almost going down here in the bot lane, but Moko's walking down here. I don't know if they've spotted him on any vision. It doesn't look like they have. And now they will as he walks over the pink. So Moko looking to get off some kind of gank and then drop the Rift Herald somewhere. Not sure if he's going to be able to get a bot here, but he's got some time before he has to let it go.
I feel like rejected by Amumu needs to stop trying to play around that mid lane, try to focus that bot lane more. Diamond Kha'Zix is trying to make a TP play bot. He has most of, no, not most of the gold. I honestly think they should give up a first tower top and try to shut down that Kai'Sa a little bit more and just try to snowball that bot lane to get it pushed out.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting to see which one of these two carry threats can have a bigger impact on the map. The split pushing Jax or this team fighting Kai'Sa. It all depends on how these teams choose to play around these lanes. Yeah, rejected by Amumu. They are attacking this bot lane. The Cinder roaming down. Moko still in the area.
Scuttle Time Ward caught that and they were able to rotate down to stop that from even happening.
Yeah. Yeah, Scuttle Time need to drop this bot lane turret as soon as possible so they can start grouping for fights, because I do think that at this stage they win the fight. Ooh, Cocoon lands. Moko get taken down, a lot of health. Scatter the Weak will land on the Elise, and nice dodge. Repel to get out of the ultimate there from Syndra. But looks like bot lanes are roaming up now and getting involved here. So low on the Syndra. Is she able to walk out of there? Sejuani as well too. And it looks like it's a Kai'Sa versus Vayne, and the Vayne is winning this one. It is going to be the shutdown. 500 gold goes over to the Vayne, and then the 1v1. Unmastered Yi takes it, is able to take down the Rise as well. And this is disaster here for Scuttle Time, as they're getting collapsed upon in a 4-for-0, as somehow, with the losing bot side of the map, rejected by Amumu, able to totally pull this one off.
By Amumu were able to pop some ults and get the damage down onto Scuttle Time, making it harder for them to initiate in that fight. The Vayne catching up that Kai'Sa in that 1v1 was really important on them winning that fight. And Scuttle Time just little by little just walked right into there, giving up those kills.
Yeah. And the Kai'Sa comprising 8 of the 11 kills there, being taken out by that Vayne. Honestly, if she's able to land the Condemn, then it's pretty hard in the 1v1. Despite the Kai'Sa being on 2 items, Vayne just is a beast in those 1v1 scenarios. So that isolated kill definitely told a big story of that fight. It's gonna be Mountain Dragon now, as we may get one of each type of dragon here for Rejected by them. Ah, the fourth one's gonna be an Ocean.
That fight with those 2 towers flipped that lead. It is now 1k gold to Rejected by Amumu.
Yeah. Ooh, Zombie Engine taking a little bit of damage there. Cyan has completed his Righteous Glory now, so this is definitely a team fight build. Not looking to build anything into the 1v1 versus Jax, who's up 70 CS on him. So, and it looks like it's going to be the Spear of Sojin completed here from the Jax. So he's going to be an absolute menace in this 1v1 and not something with... Oh, burst onto Ayama. Repel is going to go up and is going to be able to Cosmic Radiance both of them, but the Syndra comes in with the stun. Goodbye, girlfriend. That's going to be a 1-for-1. As I don't know if Majestic want this fight at all. Here comes Cyan from the side. Majestic cutting it out with the shields and the speed boost that he gets from the phase rush. Is he going to be able to escape the Sejuani? He is, it looks like. Jax is coming in here and he wants blood. Looking for somebody to kill. Not going to find anybody. It is a 1-for-1 overall. But mid lane turret and the rotations are a lot quicker. The bot lane from Scuttle Time is actually in the top side, so not the fight you want to take if you're Scuttle Time. Having your bot lane not be able to rotate there is cost them 2 turrets.
Rejected by Amumu is just getting those rotations a lot faster. They're getting turrets faster, they're moving more closely, and they're getting those picks and they're trading correctly.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy how one pick affects the map so much, because the you saw Elise catch out Bard, and then the Syndra rotated over to help the Bard, and the Rise rotated over. As meanwhile, we have Ayama caught out. Does take that journey, we call magical journey to safety. Uh-oh, now the Jax is involved here. In comes the Kai'Sa right into the Jax and just deletes him. That's the biggest threat from that team is gone, except for maybe the Syndra here. Good Nightly looking to go in, does not have access to that ultimate yet, so they aren't able to force and try and take another couple of kills, but they may look to try and siege down this mid lane, which will be pretty difficult with the Syndra wave clear.
That Lulu is paying off right there, stopping that Jax from doing anything.
Yeah.
Getting popped.
Yeah, that polymorph was absolutely clutch. Made it able for Blush to just kill her instinct right in and completely delete the Jax. So we'll have to keep an eye on these fights and see how safe the Kai'Sa is able to stay, because she does have, you know, 3/4 of her team's kills as we have crested the 20-minute mark. So it's a really big deal to make sure her positioning is optimal in these fights for Scuttle Time.
After Jax gets that Spirit Soldier done, I'm gonna say he's gonna go tanky, try to get a front line, make sure he can get a little deeper into Scuttle Time's tower so he can get those 1v1s down.
Yeah, I think he does have to. I think you're right. He does have to build something to help him out in these team fights, because Scuttle Time has actually done a pretty good job of forcing fights on their terms, and they do have the team fight advantage here. So I think he will inevitably be forced to team fight at some point, and so he'll need some items to start tanking up some damage and looking to kill this Kaisa with the ability to take a little bit of punishment in return. So see what he goes into next. Both teams kind of hovering around mid, waiting for this dragon. It is in about 45 seconds, but it is just another ocean dragon. So nothing that either of these teams wants to go crazy for. This is good from Rejected by Amumu. Anytime you're looking to set up for an objective, you want to make sure the waves are in the optimal position. So sending this Jax down to make sure the bot wave is pushed out, and having the Syndra just spam wave clear at the mid wave. But here we go. Looks like they're looking for a fight. They've ported the Sign into the Ryzen, but nice! Ultimate from that Bard is going to actually completely deny the engage. And it is a little bit telegraphed from where the Ryze portal is going to send him, so kind of a pretty easy setup for the Bard there to be able to quash that.
Scuttle Time needs to do something here. Their initiation was the right idea. They just didn't pull it out correctly. If they don't stop this Jax, they could possibly lose 2 towers with the way his attack speed's stacking.
Yeah, exactly there. And now they're going to lose the dragon as well, which is... they don't really have position in the mid-wave 4. And this is definitely a result of setting up those waves earlier. You saw the Jax go to push that out and kind of put a little bit more pressure on Scuttle Time. They had to either answer to him or force a fight, and then when the fight didn't work out, it just meant dragon and turret. So it just goes to show the importance of setting up those waves before big objectives come up.
Scuttle Time needs to pull the trigger just a little faster. I honestly think that if they had went in just a little bit sooner, but not with that the Ryze ulti, they probably would have caught someone out and they would have at least gotten that pick.
Yeah. Rejected by Amumu do set up around this Baron buff. They're not going to start it, but they do have a little bit of vision. Ultimate is cleansed by Majestic, and that slow is pretty brutal, even if you don't get hit by the center of the Sejuani Glacial Prison.
That Baron in the background.
Yeah, looks like they are. Vayne and Jax just the champions to do it, and they're... yeah, there's no response here from Scuttle Time. That's just going to go down. They do suspect something here, but really cannot face check at all. And Moko comes over to help secure that one, and Baron buff for Rejected by Amumu. I'm curious to see if they go for like a 4-1 here, or if they try and group some more. Because I think with the items on the Scion compared to the items on the Jax, who has now completed the Spirit of Sojin, is going into likely the Sterix Gauge, although it could technically be the Titanic Hydra. I think the Jax has such a huge advantage in the split push that they might try and set up a 4-1 here. Look to maybe send him top and take down that last turret before the inhibitor, and then send the other 4 bot, or they could do a 1-3-1. We'll see what they choose to do with the Baron buff here, and how much they're wanting to take.
I say they're going to go for the 1-4, just because Jax is so far ahead right now. He's already getting into his 3rd item. His scaling is just going to be unstoppable for that Scion. If they just go 1-4, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 people to stop that Jax, and they can push it out wherever they want.
Here we go, engage in the mid lane. Blush stepping forward on the Kaisa is able to get a lot of damage on the Bard and the Syndra. Bard ultimate does stop the AD carry, and maybe they've dove too far. Moko with the Glacial Prison is going to secure the kills onto 2 people, and all of a sudden, Scuttle Time has to back out. They've lost 2 already. Oh, Blush Hulu going in. He wants one. Going to get the ultimate in there and secure one back, but Zombie Angie and his guys are in trouble, as now 4 members from Rejected by Amumu bear down on them. He's going to get the stun. Ryze is just able to get out. Blush is going to flash, is able to knock the Jax away, but he's going to be cornered and caught as he's going to have to fight this Vayne. Does give him a run for his money, but yeah, the dive into mid lane, they went a little bit too deep. Syndra was able to pull off a lot of damage, and that fight really turned out poorly for Scuttle time. It's a good idea. They needed to force some pressure to make the Jax come over, but tough loss in that fight for them, and they're going to have to regroup and prepare to defend their inhibitors now.
I don't think Diamond and Cosmic should have teleported down into that fight. That fight was already a 3-on-3. They were already running. They could have won that fight 3v3, and he could have taken it these 2 towers up on that top side.
Rejected by Amumu going to take that first inhibitor. Now they're looking onto Majestic here. Syndra Ult is not able to quite get the damage that he needs, and so they're going to go ahead and back out and look for this next inner turret. Just going to tank it up as they walk past, so it's very low, so they'll be able to secure it. But Blush going in on the Kai'Sa, not able to get lethal damage onto Ayama, but they're looking to engage. Here they go on the Jaxes. There are fights on 2 fronts, so Majestic going to have to kite back. Ooh, does barely get condemned to the wall, is taken down. Here comes Blush. Does get scattered the weak. Nice stun by the Syndra from over the wall, and Ayama's going to be able to sneak behind him and take the kill on that Bard. This team fight is going all wrong for Scuttle time. Diamond by Kha'Zix is going into the base. They're looking to get the secure, and the ace, only girlfriend alive, as Goodnight turns into zombie form and is taken out here. Great fight at the end of that by rejected by Amumu. Nice scatter the weak to secure the kill onto Blush, and they were able to kill the Kai'Sa in these fights, and that's GG 2-0 on the series for rejected by Amumu. Well played to those guys.
On both games, just under 30 minutes. That early aggression, these fights, the rotations are just on point from rejected by Amumu.
Yeah, Kai'Sa really got fed in that early game, but just was not able to do enough there. Can't say enough about the positioning from Zyari. He was on the other side of the wall and actually was able to step forward and scatter the weak, landed right onto the vein, and they had a couple members that were around to be able to take the kill off of that stun. So nice execute in the fights. Kai'Sa did all she could in those, but when it came down to it, the better team play was executed by rejected by Amumu. So GG.
Scuttle time has got to work on those drafts. I just do not agree with any of their picks in the first or second game. They should have changed it up just a little bit more in that second game. They knew that top laner takes those hyper carries, and they did nothing about it.
Yeah, it's hard to ban out a champion like that though, because or a player like that, because if you, depending on his champion pool, if you see him, I mean, there's a lot of carry top laners that are good in the 1v1 that he can get his hands on. So, I mean, Girlfriend had a good idea to try and focus top, but I mean, we saw both games that the ganks really he didn't really get much done off of those ganks, and sometimes it even got turned back on him in the 2-for-1. So yeah,
I think if Girlfriend went for a Gragas or maybe even a Graves, those top ganks would have been completely different. The Jax early on would have just been bursted or CC locked.
Yeah. All right. So 2-0 is going to be the final score from rejected by Amumu taking it over Scuttle time. And so that's our first matchup of the Ionian League completed. As we see many of the other leagues having played out their games, but first Ionian match done here, and congratulations to these guys on a 2-0 win. We may do a post-game interview if any of the members from Rejected by Amumu want to hop into the streamer Discord. See if we can get some more insight onto that game, which would be great. Some fun games to watch overall. Really enjoyed casting this series. Got to get a opportunity to see a lot. Hey.
Up,
ADC from Team Rejected by Amumu. So
Team Rejected by Amumu. So
I can hear myself in one of you guys.
Sorry, that was over from me.
Looks like we're joined by the mid as well. So, guys, awesome to watch you guys' first match in this league. We haven't seen much or really any of the Ionian League, but got to get a glimpse into you guys' play. The Yasuo pick, is that going to be first pick every game, or is that something he has a high priority on, or is it just another carry he wanted to try on game 1?
Well, we definitely scrimmed them. So we kind of figured that with the different top lane matchups, we were able to kind of first pick priorities and knew that he would do well. So that was basically our game plan, was make sure to first pick a good top laner and then maybe aim for counter picks in the mid or bot lane.
Yeah. What was the communication like around the bot lane in the second game? Now, you guys did go down quite a few kills. The Kai'Sa got fed, got pretty big pretty early. What was you guys' plan going into transitioning into the mid game? Because you had a super fed Jax in the top lane, but you were down in the bot lane. How did you guys decide to kind of transition that into a winning position for your team with such a disadvantage in bot lane?
Yeah, well, our Subs was able to kind of sneak some dragons, which is really good. That Ocean Drake definitely helped. But basically what we were saying in our comms was that we have to 4-man because we're pretty behind.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blame it on lag, but I was definitely lagging a little bit.
He was lagging so much that he had to quit the call like halfway through and just type everything he wanted to say.
But basically the way we came back was we were just trying to get our Fed Jacks down there for some big jungle fights that got us back in the game.
And especially with them ramming mid like for half the game. Like they were mid for basically the entirety of the mid game, and then we were just able to scale up. So
and Ari was able to use his priority with his Syndra pick, and he was able to rotate there first. And even though Kai'Sa was fed, we still had advantage in the fights because we had just a numbers advantage for a while. So that was the way we were able to kind of climb back.
Yeah. Any teams that you guys are particularly worried about that you guys have scouted all in the Ionian division? And I guess that leads to another question. Have you scrimmed these guys before? Because I saw some stuff in the chat about you having played them previously, or whether it be in a different series or a scrim or something.
Well, for this team, we scrimmed them like I think we did a best of 5 last week.
Okay.
And it ended pretty one-sidedly for us. Okay. It was basically them FFing at 15 at 16, and so we kind of knew what we were getting into.
Gotcha. Did you identify their bot lane as the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, you can take.
Did you identify their bot lane going into the series as one of their biggest threats? Because honestly, they picked a Vayne Lulu into a Draven Leona and actually almost ended up winning the lane, or gave you guys a.
No, I don't know about that, bro.
There.
I was up like 30 CS, but.
Okay, yeah, I guess it was a matchup that we expected to see you guys get a bunch of 2v2 pressure and a lot of kills there. But is their bot lane their biggest strength that you identified, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the bot lane is definitely the biggest strength. I mean, we're both diamond players, so we can kind of get away with lanes without dying too much, unless you're lagging on Vayne. But cough.
No fun. The
ADC was definitely a good player, and we focused him a lot in like our comp and things like that with our picks.
Yeah. Going back to that previous question, I think you were going to answer. Any other teams that you had your eye on that you've scrimmed or taken a look at, or are you just looking forward to seeing what your league has to offer?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't know about Ari, but we haven't actually scouted too much in terms of the other divisions.
Sure.
And we've only scrimmed against Scuttle time so far. So, just looking forward to seeing what the other teams have to offer.
Yeah, it's about the same for me. I haven't done much scouting for the other teams yet, and I'm looking forward to playing against them.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Well, congrats on the 2-0, guys. That's all the questions I have. I don't know if you want to shoot anything there, Hi-Ares, or if you have anything you want to ask these guys, but it's going to be...
I got one question.
Oh, yeah?
Why were you guys playing that level 1 so defensively? I saw you guys were prepping for an invade, possibly. Did you guys expect that from scrims or something?
Yeah, we smurfed on.
Yeah, they did that once in the scrim.
we basically called their invade and like won the game after like 30 seconds in. So we figured that, especially with like the sign pick and things like that, they might sign Lulu, they might try and cheese us. So we were just trying to predict it. Didn't work out though.
All right. Well, good game, guys.
Yeah, awesome. Congrats on the 2-0. Looking forward to casting more of you guys' games. Definitely very exciting to watch. But for now, I think we're gonna congratulate finally.
Nice casting, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to bounce after a 2-0 rejected by Amumu over Scuttle time. Again, we do have some matches to close out the week. If I can scroll up in chat and remind us what those matches are. Yeah, it's going to be Glorified Banner Minions versus Kamikaze Penguins tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then HTS Gaming versus AR and Y on Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully we can get those matches casted tonight. Animal says in the chat, are there any more stream matches scheduled tonight? I don't think so. It is 7:47 my time, meaning it's 10:47 on the Eastern coast. So I don't imagine any teams are looking to play right now. So I think this is the last game for tonight. Probably all the later we'll see any games go, because there's a lot of. I think most of the player base here is on Eastern time zone, so we'll probably be playing later games for them and earlier for us. So we do have. Hopefully we can get the matches tomorrow night and Friday night casted. See if we can bring that content to you guys. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Sorry we weren't able to get the first game early this afternoon stream, but hopefully we'll be able to widen our casting base and get some more games covered for you guys. Anyways, that should do it for me and my boy Hayares. It's good casting for you guys, and very enjoyable games to watch, and hopefully we'll have a lot more of that kind of action later in the season. So thanks for watching, guys. GG's.
Have fun.